Good evening. I'm Harry Keeling, and on behalf of the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and Alaska Public Media, welcome to Hangar Flying. If you were able to tune in on Monday, our guest was Representative Shelley Hughes. Shelley represents Palmer. She's the leader of a legislative task force about unmanned aircraft or drones, and she had a very important message to share with you all about drones. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and you need to really pay attention if you had got a drone under your Christmas tree today or last night or whatever, because there's some very important safety considerations. Shelley, welcome back.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Thank you.
To you and to all the listeners out there. And there are probably some excited young people today that have drones and going to be testing them outside. And so I appreciate the fact that you've welcomed me here to give some important guidelines to the Alaskans.
Some of those safety ideas.
These guidelines can be found in the booklet we've put together. It's at alaskadrones.org. Wonderful, friendly, user-friendly illustrations. All ages would get something out of looking at this. So if you're a parent who purchased a drone, please look at it. What retailers also have these postcard or bookmarks available with the website. Those safety guidelines include staying under 400 feet, so as not to interfere with a manned aircraft. Stay away from airports, and if you're going to be in the vicinity of an airport, you need to get permission and contact the local airport. And I would say in the summertime, be aware that lakes become airports for float planes, as well as stay away from crowds, stay away from traffic, roadways. We don't want a distraction to cause an accident on a roadway. And those are the basics. The booklet will have more details on that, and so rather than trying to remember all those, I really encourage people to go to the alaskadrones.org website, download the booklet, go through it yourself or with the member in your family who's going to be flying one. It's really important. We don't want anyone on the ground or someone in the air in a manned aircraft to be injured or something worse. And so I just urge Alaskans, we're a leader in the state as far as putting this out and taking such a proactive public education effort, and so I'm happy that my legislative task force saw this as a priority, because hopefully we can keep Alaska safe and not have an incident.
Shelley, let's talk. We've got just about 3 minutes left, but let's talk about your legislative task force. How did you get started? What have you been concentrating on? And talk just a little bit about that.
Well, thank you for that question, because in your earlier program I mentioned that a couple constituents came to me concerned about drones. They were worried about spying and things, because at that time when we heard the word drone, we thought of a weaponized military drone. Now we have smaller drones, and they're being used for industry purposes and also recreational purposes. And by the way, if any of your listeners are in business and are thinking about using a drone for some aspect of their business, they have to contact FAA and be certified, get a certificate of authorization. Recreational users don't need that, but you all need to stay tuned, because possibly by the end of this month, in December, the FAA secretary will be requiring that drone users register their drones. There will be no cost, so stay tuned, because we need to be able to identify these. And part of that is not just because of the safety aspect, but also the privacy aspect. Law enforcement has come to us and is concerned about how to handle it if imagine a drone flying over your shoulder and you're standing at the ATM putting in your PIN, or you're at your mailbox collecting your mail. We've heard stories like this, so law enforcement needs a way to be able to figure out who the drone belongs to. So stay tuned about that FAA registration possibility.
Now, there is one thing we probably should remind our audience. I think you mentioned it last time, but there is no open season on drones. They're not
That's
fair
right.
game. You can't shoot them down. So.
No, in fact, that's the most frequent questions that is asked of me. But no, you cannot. They're aircraft. And we have to realize, although some of these may be under $100 in the hobby store, they can be, if they're a commercial user, they can be up to $100,000, and from the ground they can look the same. So it's someone else's property. If they are hovering and over your private property, and you feel like you're privacy is being invaded, that's when you call your local law enforcement.
Shelley, thank you for being on the program tonight, and thank you for sharing the safety thoughts. Thank you for being a leader in the advancement of the UAS technology and the safety of the UAS. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
And thank you, Jay. It's actually an exciting opportunity for Alaska. There are some really good uses. These are tools, and operators just need to know and follow the rules.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. I hope you've had a great Christmas. And please, please take heed of what Representative Hughes has said. You can have fun with these drones. They're great. They're a lot of fun, but they also can be very dangerous. They can be dangerous to you. They can be dangerous to other people. Use them responsibly. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, fly safe.